Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and the new #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship is...
There's gonna be a fight tonight!
What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check, here with the first NXT review of 2016. NXT for January 13th, 2016. William Regal started off the show. Huge welcome back chance, obviously, because he's had the neck surgery and whatnot. That's all over Twitter and social media. Welcomes us officially to 2016. Welcomes us back to the NXT arena, because the last time we saw live NXT, it was over in London, was it not? And it was great. It was fantastic. Thanks to fans for a great 2015, and ensures that we are going to have an even better 2016. The main event tonight is a battle royal to establish a new #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship, like I said in the intro. And he says, here's somebody that hasn't been in this building in a long time, because he made his comeback in London, as I say, and he introduces Sami Zayn and fucks off. Nice, short, and sweet from the general manager, William Regal. Sami Zayn comes out to huge Olay chants and more welcome back chants. He says, it's nice to be here in NXT. I'm proud to say I helped build it. Roddy Roddy Raw. If you doubt how great this brand is, we just sold out a whole UK tour. We just had a great pay-per-view over in the UK and all that sort of thing. But I'm back, not only for you guys, but I'm back to be the first ever two-time NXT, I was going to say NXT World Champion, but it's just NXT Champion, isn't it? Samoa Joe comes out, says, I appreciate your ambition, but you frankly don't deserve it. Last time you had a shot at that belt, I had to come and save you, which is a nice little historical point. Balor barely survived me in London. I deserve another shot, and you need to do yourself a favor and walk away. Now, the odd piece, the puzzle piece that doesn't fit in this equation is Baron Corbin, who comes out trying to be a badass with the resting Kirsten Dunst bitch face and says, I agree with Joe, Sammy, you need to get to the back of the line. But at London, I won, Joe, you lost. So I am the uncrowned NXT champion, which is just not true, is it? Joe signs off with, Corbin, you don't belong here, and Sami Zayn, you need to know your place. And then he fucks off. Joe leaves. Corbin jumps Sami Zayn from behind. Sami Zayn recovers. Haluva kicks him out of the opposite side of the ring, makes him look quite foolish in the process. Joe comes back to the ring, standing on the apron, thinks about jumping in, and backs off like the sly, cunning, I want to say cerebral assassin, but that would be a little bit on the nose, wouldn't it? But he backs off the way a heel should, and it's a great opening segment. We know what this is going to set up, and William Regal confirms it for us later on. Backstage, we have an interview with Bayley, who's putting over Nia Jax somewhat, says neither one of us really survived the match in London. She's tough. Roddy Roddy Raw, it was great to be in London. And then she starts talking about the Battle Royal tonight. And this is where I say Bayley tries a little too hard sometimes to be the good guy. I love Bayley. She's talented as fuck, don't get me wrong. Her character will not get over on the main roster. It won't last on the main roster, because it's basically happy-go-lucky babyface Emma 2.0, is it not? But she sits there and says, there's a battle royal for the #1 contenders tonight, for the new #1 contendership to my championship tonight. I love battle royals. I wish I can be in it, but I can't because I'm the champion. So first of all, in a weird kind of way, she's pointing out a downside to being the champion. Second of all, she's just trying too hard to be nice, and I get what they're trying to do. I think they missed the mark a little bit. Great interview overall, great backstage segment overall, but I think that little bit we could have done without, if I'm completely honest. The NXT year-end awards were voted on WWE.com, and, you know, they're pretty standard categories, whereas the Slammies are quite silly. Tag Team of the Year is Enzo and Cass, that's a no-brainer. Female of the Year is Bayley, which is a no-brainer. Male of the Year is Finn Balor, which is a no-brainer. Takeover of the Year is Brooklyn, which I will fully agree with, because as much as Takeover London was good, it wasn't as good as Brooklyn, and all the other ones, as great as they were just taking place in the NXT arena, so they kind of have Impact Zone syndrome, and they all feel a bit the same. Match of the Year is Sasha Banks. Okay, to argue what I just said, Match of the Year is Sasha Banks versus Bayley in Brooklyn, where I will say, same two ladies, yes, but you gotta go with the Iron Man match instead. And now here's one that really bugs me, and it doesn't make any sense at all. They have overall competitor of the year. which is Finn Balor. Now, here's my problem with this. The overall competitor of the year is kind of a bullshit category, because you've got the male of the year and you got your female of the year. It's going to be one of those. If somebody... I'm going to throw out a name. If Samoa Joe won overall competitor of the year, then he's not male of the year, because there's another male that's better than him. So really all this does is say we have a good guy and a good girl, but the guy is better. Just saying. Tommaso Ciampa versus Danny Burch is our first actual match of the night. Collar and elbow tie up, and they trade arm locks. Armbar by Ciampa, who works the wrist as well while he's in the armbar, which is an interesting little tweak to that. Boot and a drop kick by Burch, and mudhole and a headlock. Both men trade shots and a boot by Ciampa. Suspension mic check. And what I'm going to say, he hung him up the way Randy Orton would do the suspension DDT. But he does, I guess you'd call it either a mic check that Ken Anderson does, or the little Jimmy, or the lie detector that R-Truth does. It's cool. It was suspended from the top rope. It was a dirty looking little spot. Step up enziguri by Burch, which is unexpected because he's European. I think he's from the UK. He's got that European, ground and pound, very simple style. But he comes up with this step up enziguri. That's great. A forearm and some uppercuts. Both men trade chops and a knee lift by Ciampa, which again looks like you could kick half your face off, which is fine. Float over into an armbar with a bridge. Now, this is a cool little thing, because we've got a lot of people doing armbars right now. Becky Lynch, who I'm sure I'll talk about tomorrow on SmackDown, has the disarmer, and that's just one of many. But he literally out-wrestles Burch and floats over so that his own back is in an arch, putting extra pressure on this armbar. Ciampa wins by submission. Which is cool. I like Ciampa a lot. The more I see of him, the more I like him. I'm glad he's not in a tag team anymore. As much as... I can't think of the other gentleman's name at the moment that he came in with as a tag team for the Dusty tournament, but I like him more as a singles guy. Danny Burch, who I literally know nothing about, obviously has a following, because this match was full of Danny Burch chants, and like I say, impressed the hell out of me. Mostly that European grappling submission type style, but he pulls out something like that wicked step up enziguri, and he shows that he's got a very varied arsenal, is the best way I can put it. Enzo and Cass are in the back. They talk some shit about Dash and Dawson. They're not done with that. How you doing? Regal in the back does in fact confirm that we are going to get Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin versus Samoa Joe in 2 weeks to establish a new #1 contender for the NXT Championship, which is great. Speaking of Dash and Dawson, we have Dash and Dawson versus The Ascension. Victor and Dash start the match. Victor screams and beats on Dash a lot, and it's funny, and it makes me smile. Chops and a mudhole stomp by Victor. Distraction and a clothesline by Dash. I can speak, I swear. Dawson pounds on Victor in the corner, high knee by Dawson, and a corner double team by Dash and Dawson. Drop toe hold by Dash and a running elbow drop to the back of the head by Dawson is not nice, is it? Dawson rides a headlock and turns it into a side headlock. STO on Dash by Victor. 3 one-punch knockdowns by Connor and some rapid jabs that goes into the Dusty Rhodes flip-flop and fly. You can even see him, as much as Ascension are supposed to be like these big, deep, dark, scary guys, you could see him smile when he pulls out the Dusty Rhodes move, and that I have no problem with that whatsoever. Corner splash and a pancake by Connor. 3D codebreaker type thing for Dash and Dawson, get the win for them. Here's the thing. They made a big point in this match of pointing out that the Ascension should be used as a measuring stick for the tag teams in NXT, because they have made, no pun intended, the Ascension to the main roster, but what they've done on the main roster is shit, so that's crap. The commentary team tonight was Corey Graves and Tom Phillips, which was an interesting combination, and it gets back to the idea of a two-man booth, which I don't think hurt this show at all. Nia Jax is in the back, and she's not medically cleared to be in the Battle Royal because of the chokehold that Bayley used on her in the middle of December last year. Now, I like this. Now, as much as I want to shake my head at that and say that it's lame, I do like it for 2 reasons. A, because I can't be paid to give half a fuck about Nia Jax. And B, because it really does show the effectiveness of and the tenaciousness of somebody like Bayley, that a monster like Nia Jax is supposed to be is taken out by her, and she's still feeling the effects now. I like that. Two birds, one stone. It's great. Elias Sampson, speaking of people that I don't give a shit about, versus Corey Hollis, who is I don't know who. Collar and elbow tie-up, and that's all that Corey Hollis really gets into this match, because after that it's a headlock by Sampson, a hard forearm by Sampson, and a mudhole. A mule kick out of the corner, I will admit, was kind of cool. Haven't seen that in a while. Multiple forearms and a neck breaker get the win for Sampson. He won the match with a neck breaker and grabs the microphone and says, "What NXT needs is what I am," which is nice. Number 1 contender, Women's Battle Royal. The match starts off with Asuka's gonna kill you chants and a cheap shot from Emma to Asuka to start the match. What I like about this, and this is one of those situations yet again where NXT gives the women a lot more credit than the men, they did a proper Battle Royal. Now, if you watch Raw and SmackDown in recent years, they have done Battle Royals with the women, but it's just as soon as you're out of the ring, you're eliminated. Where, no, a proper Battle Royal is when you are thrown over the top rope and both feet touch the floor. Now, that's a difference that most people probably don't give a shit about, but it makes me smile. It makes me smile in the same way that, yes, women can have an Iron Man match. Yes, we don't have to change what a Battle Royal is for the women because they're as good as the men. I like that a lot. Now, that being said, there is a divide in this match between the people that I actually give a crap about, like Asuka, like Hot Heel Emma, like Alexa Bliss, and it goes on that way, and the ones that are basically great wrestlers who I like and want to get invested in, but really don't know anything about, and you'll see who they are as we go on. I really only have the eliminations in this because it's a Battle Royal and you can't really record everything that's going on, but like I say, Emma hits a cheap shot on Asuka to start the match, and everybody brawls. Everybody brawls, and you go to the 4 corner. I think there was like 11 women in the match, which is fine, shows the depth of the NXT women's roster, doesn't it? Cameron eliminates Aaliyah, who's got dangles on her bra, which is nice. Cameron also eliminates Diana Perazzo, who apparently is a big deal and apparently is a name I've heard mentioned a lot on Twitter that I don't know a thing about. If you know who this Diana Perazzo person is and if she's somebody that I should be invested in, obviously I'm going to say throw it down in the box below and tell me why. There's a cool thing where Liv Morgan, I said very many weeks ago, Liv Morgan had a match against one of the main divas on the roster, and it was basically, they never said her name, so I just said the girl, or the girl with no name, or the sporty chick from New York, or whatever. But her name's Liv Morgan, and she tries twice to powerbomb Cameron out of the ring, which is an auspicious endeavor, to say the least. The second time, she tries the powerbomb. Cameron tries to counter it into a head scissor to take her out of the ring, the way a lot of high flyers have done in the actual Royal Rumble. Alexa Bliss makes me smile, because she sees what they're trying to do and says, fuck it, out of the ring, both of you, which is fucking great. Emma eliminates Alexa Bliss, which gives me a lot of mixed feelings, because Emma's my girl, Hot Heel Emma is my girl, my buddy Guapo and I agree on Alexa Bliss. I don't want either of them to be, just let the two of them fight over the title and give Bayley a break, but whatever. Asuka hits a step-up enziguri while Emma's on the top rope to eliminate her. Asuka butt humps Billie Kay and Peyton Royce off the apron to eliminate them. Eva Marie, because we think Asuka's winning, comes back into the ring because she was thrown under the bottom rope, which is great because it's a proper Battle Royal, and throws out Asuka. I'm about to laugh my ass off louder than Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds when I think that Eva Marie is going to win the match, but Carmella does the same thing that Eva Marie did. She steps up and tosses Eva Marie out at the last minute, so Carmella is the number 1 contender. Yay! I mean, it was alright. It is what it is, essentially. I'm pretty sure this number 1 contender, new title match, whatever, is going to happen on NXT, not on a TakeOver. I don't think we're going to get Carmella versus Bayley at the TakeOver taking us into WrestleMania, and that's the next TakeOver that there is, isn't it? I believe the Friday of WrestleMania weekend there's a TakeOver. I'm pretty sure they're going to give us Bayley and Asuka, or Bayley and Alexa Bliss for that. Not a horrible show at all. We didn't have to put up with Nia Jax, who is basically the big show of the NXT women's division. Dash and Dawson versus Ascension was kind of amusing, if nothing else, watching the Ascension imitate Dusty Rhodes. Elias Sampson, I don't care. I just don't. I don't know why they're throwing Baron Corbin in the mix between Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe, because I think that could be a great one-on-one match if they built it properly. But as a whole, we have a story for the tag titles because Enzo and Cass have not let Dash and Dawson out of their sights. We have a new #1 contender for the women's title, and we know that 3 guys are fighting for a chance at Finn Balor to get his title. So we are off to the races, as the expression goes. I really don't have anything else to say, so I will end with this. I don't have any catchy, snappy way to end this other than I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each every last one of you later, but for right now, I'm tagging out. Bye, guys.
So shine, come a freak like me.